It never mattered how successful these rappers are. For Trippie Redd, he had every excuse to be in a gang. There was always a conviction.
We don't use it in a gang-related fashion anymore.
Just like how Fetty Wap believed he needed to show off his gang signs during a live phone call while sitting in a restaurant. As for Quando Rondo, he wanted to communicate with his guys in the hood. An NBA young boy, well, amid being with his beau, he just couldn't help it. Here is a list of the top 10 rappers who never failed to flash their gang signs, which always had deeper meanings. NLE Choppa, Grape Street Crip. When it comes to throwing hand gang signs, Memphis rapper NLE Choppa is goated and does it at a speed that would require playing the video in slow motion to be able to decode the meaning of the signs. There are so many clips of Choppa throwing gang hand signs scattered all over the internet, but the movement of his fingers is so swift that some may just think he is doing a type of dance move. In April 2021, the rapper visited an icebox shop to buy tooth grills just like any other day. However, what caught people's attention in the video was the hand signs that the rapper threw while getting the grills fixed in his mouth. Choppa must have thrown more than a dozen gang signs in the short clip, and at some point, the man fixing the grills could be heard saying,
"After that, I'm gonna need the definition of all those signs."
Well, there's no way we could tell if Choppa eventually told the man the meaning of those gang signs. However, looking at the gang signs Choppa makes in this video, there's no doubt that he is a Grape Street Crip gang member. The sign he makes at the end of the video especially gives him off as a Crip. In another clip, NLE Choppa can be seen doing more gang hand signs while being flanked by some of his homies. Choppa's hand movements are swift, but they no doubt pay homage to his status as a Crip. For those who are still in doubt about NLE Choppa being a Crip, the rapper himself made this clear when he appeared on YouTuber Aiden Ross's live stream in September 2021. During the live stream, Choppa and another member of his entourage playfully initiate Ross into becoming a Crip. They do this while performing a special handshake 3 times. Choppa can be heard saying,
"You a Grape Street Crip."
He does this while performing the hand tap and handshake. Choppa and his other homies then tell Ross that he's now one of them, and they might need him to check in with other members from time to time. Later in the video, Choppa tries to get Ross to do the handshake again, but the YouTuber refuses and leaves Choppa's hand hanging in the air. Choppa then tries to guilt trip him into doing the handshake, but just as Ross is about to fall for it, YouTuber IShowSpeed stops him. While Ross may have been hesitant to become a Crip, many other celebrities proudly show their Crip status just like Choppa. In July 4th, 2020, a video surfaced online showing NLE Choppa and Blockboy JB hanging out over the holiday weekend, bumping to a Pop Smoke track while smoking, and throwing up several gang signs that showed where they belong. The Grape Street Crip is a predominantly black street gang from South Los Santos. They are known to wear the color blue and gray, but they also wear the color purple to signify Jameson Street, a north-south street in South Los Santos. The group has been in existence since the 80s and is known for violence, extortion, and other criminal activities. According to one of Choppa's old homies, the rapper paid a large sum to join the Grape Street Crip for protection. Choppa reportedly joined the street gang in 2019 and has been proudly flaunting his status ever since. Interestingly, Choppa's gang affiliations couldn't protect him from spending time in jail after he was arrested in March 2021 on gun, drug, and burglary charges. Next up, we have another Crip who is just as swift with his hand movements as Choppa. This rapper even took out time to give a tutorial on throwing gang hand signs. Blueface, Crip. The Thotiana rapper is no new kid on the block and has built up quite a loyal fan base as well as a fearsome reputation over the years. One of the things that has contributed to Blueface's notorious image is his gang affiliations, and the rapper doesn't make any effort to hide it. Instead, he flaunts it. The rapper has reportedly been a Crip for several years and regularly throws up gang hand signs to show off his status as a Crip. But Blueface isn't all about showing off. In this particular video, the rapper noticeably slows down his hand movement while teaching his fans how to throw up Crip hand signs. Unlike Choppa, who moves with godlike speed, Blueface's hand gestures are much slower, making it easier for anyone to learn and decode the meaning. In another clip, the rapper performs similar gang hand signs as the first while wearing a white outfit with a blue-colored towel hanging on his shoulder. Remember that we previously mentioned that blue is a color that is worn by Crips. The third video shows Blueface showing off more hand signs while sitting in a car, and he mutters Crips as the video comes to an end. In the final video, the 27-year-old rapper is joined by another man, and both of them have outfits that have a touch of the color blue. Although there are no hand signs in the video, the other man can be seen performing the Crip Walk, a dance that was made popular by the Crips. Apart from throwing gang hand signs in videos, Blueface has consistently owned his gangster status during interviews and in his music videos. In September 2021, Blueface sat for an interview with Talib Kweli, where he gave his perspective on gang life and why he became a Crip. When asked by one of the show's hosts how being a Crip has affected his career, he goes,
"If anything, it just brings more expectation than like benefiting me. Honestly, the way I see it, it's just more expectation, more more limits, So it's bittersweet. It's a good and a bad thing,
Blueface also revealed that he joined the Crip because he needed a place to channel his rage.
Yeah, I wanted to rage a little bit, and I didn't want to rage for no reason. So it was kind of like, just turned me up a little bit. I just wanted to be turned up a little bit.
But the rapper doesn't turn up alone. Blueface regularly pulls up at events with other Crips, and that was the case when he showed up in Vegas in the summer of 2023 with an entourage of his gang members. Unsurprisingly, the group made it a gang affair as they threw up Crip gang signs while exploring different parts of the city. While Blueface has been one of the proud flag bearers for the Crips in recent years, he did get called out by another Crip member after he failed to post a single tribute to Nipsey Hussle on his socialite media pages following the rapper's untimely death in September 2022. Nipsey Hussle was a Rolling 60s Crips, so for many it was kind of strange that Blueface, who identifies as a West Coast Crip, didn't pay homage to the late rapper. From Blueface, we move on to another rapper who is known for throwing up gang signs but later denounced the gangster life after a tragic incident. Quando Rondo, Crip. There are always going to be rumors about rappers belonging to street gangs, especially when they embrace a violent lifestyle such as the likes of Quando Rondo. The rapper has always been linked with the Crips since he first made a name for himself in 2017, but he cleared all doubts when he was captured doing Crip hand signs in a video that surfaced online in 2021. In the video, Rondo can be seen in the company of his homies, and he is edged on by one of them as he throws up several hand signs that signify his allegiance to the Crips. At the beginning of the clip, one of the people in the background can be heard saying,
"Say, look, say kind, watch them bang, you're a Crip."
Next, Rondo goes on to do the hand. Signs dot further in the clip, Rondo himself can be heard yelling Crip while still throwing up the gang signs. Just under 2 years after showing off his set, Rondo made a dramatic U-turn in September 2022 when he denounced his affiliation with the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips in a series of Instagram stories. The announcement followed the August 19th, 2022 shooting of his cousin, Lil Pab, who was riding with Quando Rondo when he was fatally shot and killed at a Los Angeles gas station. Rondo miraculously walked away from the scene unharmed. In his post on September 6th, 2022, Rondo made it clear that he was done with the gang and that he doesn't plan on getting jumped out by unloyal gang members. He wrote, "I'm not jump out gang either, ain't no loyalty in this shit. I'm my own man. I laid my flag down. I'm not NH, neighborhood. Y'all ain't gon' ride for a nigga formal. It's no sense of me being a part of y'all shit." A widely known rule for gang exits is the idea of blood in, blood out, a phrase that describes a person getting jumped by fellow members. Rondo went on to explain that he wants to focus on his family. Shortly after Rondo's outburst, social media began buzzing with commentary on the proper way he is supposed to exit the group. Rapper Jay Stone also weighed in on the drama, slamming the rapper for his outburst and warning him he couldn't get out that easy. He wrote on IG story, "You can't drop your flag and say you not NH no more. You go to the hood and get you put off. Don't cry now. We lose homies all the time. Not everybody gonna ride. You was a goofy internet banger anyway." Nearly a year after this episode, Quando Rondo and 18 others were indicted on gang and drug charges, proving that Rondo was still a member of the Rolling 60s Crips. The next rapper on our list was outed in court as a gangster, with the prosecution using images of him throwing hand signs as evidence. YNW Melly, Blood. Rapper YNW Melly burst into the limelight when he released his breakout song Murder on My Mind on SoundCloud and on YouTube in 2017. But the rapper didn't get to enjoy the fame and success for too long. On February 13th, 2019, YNW Melly turned himself into authorities and he was subsequently charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder for the fatal shooting of 2 of his friends, Anthony Dondre Williams and Christopher Thomas Jr. Authorities allege that YNW Melly and fellow rapper YNW Bortland conspired to stage the murder. As the trial commenced, prosecutors accused YNW Melly of being affiliated with the Bloods and alleged this was the motive for the 2018 murders of Williams and Thomas Jr. They backed up their claims by providing a trail of photos and videos that showed Melly throwing up gang signs, which Broward Sheriff's Office Detective Danny Polo claimed were proof of his gang affiliation. In one of the images displayed in the courtroom, YNW Melly can be seen posing with a group of people while they are all making gang hand signs. The detective later explains that Melly's hand gesture signifies the letter B for Bloods. The Blood Street Gang are known to wear red clothing, and several of the men in the photo are wearing red pieces of clothing. In one of the pictures displayed in court, Melly can be seen using both hands to flash another gang sign, which the detective explains that Bloods members use to spell out the word blood. During his testimony, Polo noted that Melly is wearing plenty of red in the photos, and he also points to several text conversations between Melly and unidentified persons where gang-related terms are used. In response to Polo's allegations, the defense argued that flashing gang signs wasn't wasn't indicative of membership. The defense went on to cite the instance of Serena Williams' Crip walking after her Wimbledon victory in 2015. Serena Williams was never a Crip, and even though the incident generated controversy, it was merely a moment of excitement and nothing more. Still, the argument wasn't enough to clear YNW Melly of any wrongdoing. The trial is still ongoing, and the rapper has been in custody since his arrest in February 2019. But Melly's cool and calm demeanor whenever he appears in court makes it hard to believe that he's been in jail for nearly half a decade. Next up, we have another rapper who also got outed as a Bloods in court by another gangster. Trippie Redd, Blood. Since becoming a mainstream artist, Trippie Redd is one rapper that has never been free of controversy. From allegations of Satanism to question marks over his lifestyle choices and frequent run-ins with the law. And then there's the constant links to various street gangs, including the Bloods. In his latest release, Outta Here, shared via his Instagram page, Trippie Redd flashes several Bloods gang signs. In the shared music video, he is wearing the color red, all through which confirms his affiliation with the Bloods. Apart from this video, there are several other videos that show Trippie Redd throwing up gang hand signs with so much verve and confidence. Although he has never really confirmed he is a Bloods member, Redd got outed by his former friend and fellow rapper Tekashi 69 during his trial for racketeering, firearm offenses, and drug trafficking. The trial began on September 16, 2019, but when Tekashi 69 took the stand the next day, he testified that rapper Trippie Redd was a member of 5'9" Brims, a set of the violent Blood street gang that operates throughout the United States. Redd was not the only person exposed by Tekashi 69. The rapper also identified members of the 9 Trey Bloods gang, explaining the gang's hierarchy and the roles different people played. Furthermore, the rapper revealed that he became a member of the 9 Trey Bloods gang after he released the Cuda video in December 2017. Shortly after dropping the bombshell revelations, Redd seemingly responded when he took to his Instagram account to post a picture of himself smiling despite the betrayal of his one-time friend. Redd captioned the photo, "Oh Mal, I was so determined to get to where I am now. Love you all in my life." Trippie Redd also reportedly started a gang called 1400 with some of his friends. When talking about the meaning of 1400, Redd explained in an interview,
My gang, like, it's not, we don't use it in a gang-related fashion anymore because it's better than that now. But it still, it is what it is. It's like, it's more so my team now.
Redd also has the number 14 noticeably tattooed on his forehead, and the rapper has repeatedly explained that the number has a deeper significance to him. Apart from the fact that he grew up on a street called the 14th Street, there's also a religious connection. Redd tells pigeons and planes, there's a 1400 angel, there's a 14 angel. All that shit tie into some angelic. Trippie went on to state that the number just keeps recurring in his daily life. From Trippie Redd, we move on to another rapper whose gangbanging has kept him in jail for so long. Young Thug, Blood. Underneath all the flamboyance projected through Young Thug's fashion and demeanor, there is a darker side that has been forged through years of gangbanging. In a clip from as far back as May 2014, the Atlanta rapper can be seen in the company of some of his homies kicking back and having a good time. At some point, the rapper proudly reps his set when he throws up several gang signs. His hand movements are super fast and rhythmic, but when slowed down a little, you can see him make the B alphabet, which represents the Blood street gang. This particular video was recorded long before Young Thug got embroiled in a messy RICO legal battle, which has seen much of his gang dealing exposed. The rapper is accused of co-founding a violent street gang that committed multiple murders, shootings, and carjackings over roughly a decade. The group is called Young Slime Life and is commonly known as YSL, and according to the prosecution, they allegedly promoted their illegal activities in songs and social media. Young Thug co-founded the group with 2 others in 2012, and it is said to be associated with the National Bloods gang. The rapper was initially arrested and charged in May 2022 for conspiring to violate the RICO statute and participating in criminal street gang activities. But the trial didn't commence until November 2023 due to delays caused during jury selection. Although Young Thug's attorneys argued that YSL was just a record label and not a gang, the prosecution debunked those claims by citing Thug's violent lyrics as well as providing pictures and videos that capture the rapper throwing up gang signs. Thug's lawyers, however, argued that Thug flashing gang signs doesn't necessarily mean he is actually in a gang. While putting up defense for Thug, defense attorney Brian Steele said, "The fact that I'm just using myself, have a YSL tattoo on my face, and I sing about drive-by shootings, and I am seen all the time doing a Crip walk or doing a B for the Blood gang sign. I've done nothing wrong under the law in Georgia, right?" After spending more than 2 years behind bars, Young Thug was eventually released in November 2024 after he pleaded guilty to gang, drug, and gun charges. Right before his release, the rapper showed remorse in court. While being addressed by the judge, he confesses,
"Yes, ma'am. I take full responsibility for, my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom.
From the Slime Thugger, we move on to a late rapper who's the only known Gangster Disciples member in this list. Juice WRLD, GDK. Everything about rapper Juice WRLD was unique, from his rap style to his lifestyle and even his gang affiliations. While most rappers on the list are either associated with the Bloods or Crips, Juice WRLD was known to be affiliated with the Gangster Disciples aka GDK during his years on Earth. In a short ship that surfaced online before his death, the Chicago rapper is captured in the studio, throwing up GDK gang signs and simultaneously giving shoutouts to the Crips and Bloods and No Limit street gang. Juice WRLD can be heard spitting,
"What's up? Coachella weekend. What's up? What's up? What's bracking? So the Crips was cracking, so the Bloods was bracking."
Unsurprisingly, Juice's hand gesturing is also a combination of Crips and Bloods gang signs. What did come as a surprise for most people who viewed the video is the fact that Juice was comfortable doing Bloods gang signs, even though they are known rivals of the Gangster Disciples, aka GDK. The GDK is an African-American street and prison gang that was founded by former rivals David Barksdale and Larry Hoover. In 1968, the duo came together to form the Black Gangster Disciple Nation. However, following tensions over leadership between the two, the group split into two new factions: Barksdale's Black Disciples Nation and Hoover's Gangster Disciples. The Gangster's Disciples has been active since the early 90s, and some of its notable members include FBG Duck, Lil Jojo, Famous Dex, Juice WRLD, and many others. Although Juice never really claimed to be a gangster, he was always moved by people with gang affiliations and was around that life. The more fame he got, the closer he got to gangster life. Just before his death, many of his fans began to fear for his life due to the dangerous circles he was rolling around with. Juice ultimately died on December 8, 2019 at the age of 21. Following an autopsy, the official cause of death was ruled to be an accidental overdose of codeine and oxycodone. NBA Youngboy, Blood. Rapper NBA Youngboy is one of the most feared rappers of this new generation, so his gangster credentials have never been in doubt. What has been a bone of contention is whether he belongs to the Crip Street Gang or the Bloods. While NBA Youngboy has never come out to clarify which set he reps, there are several videos online showing him throwing up gang signs that are affiliated with the Bloods. Back in March 2021, cameras caught up with the rapper as he took a stroll through the streets, and he was generous enough to flash a gang sign that is affiliated with the Bloods gang. According to gang members experts, the sign used by NBA Youngboy in this clip means Blood Killer, which reinforces the common belief that Youngboy is quite powerful and dangerous. On another occasion, while he was out with a woman inside a car, the rapper flashes some gang signs right after smiling for the Snapchat butterfly filters that hovered around their heads. Similarly, in 2019, NBA Youngboy got on Instagram Live with his fans, and during the session, the rapper threw up gang hand signs to represent his 4K Trey gang. 4K Trey stands for K Trey, and it is a gang that was reportedly started by NBA. Youngboy, in honor of his fallen friend who was killed by one of his oops at a teenage party in 2014. Although Youngboy has hinted in his music that 4K Trey may be a gang, he hasn't outrightly stated that it's a gang. The nature of the group even caused a heated debate between Adam22 and Whack 100 during a September 2023 episode of No Jumper. The argument broke out when Adam labeled 4K Trey a gang and added that it was a set of the Bloods gang that was started by Youngboy. Whack 100 was clearly not pleased with the labeling, and he strongly rebuffed the idea, arguing that there was no real evidence to support the claims that it was a gang. Whack 100 said,
"How do you know 4K Trey wasn't a movement that was used for the marketing of his music? Why does it have to be a gang?"
Although Whack 100 seemingly makes a good case during the argument, NBA Youngboy's violent lifestyle and his affiliation with the Bloods will continue to overshadow the independence of 4K Trey. Apart from all of this, NBA Youngboy has also developed a reputation as one of the most dangerous rappers over the last few years due to his constant feuds within the rap world and run-ins with the law. So for many people like Adam22, it's understandably difficult to picture Youngboy starting a group that isn't gang-related. Next up, we get into Fetty Wap, who allegedly violated the rules of a restaurant following his code of conduct. Fetty Wap, Blood. Not many would argue against the idea that rapper Fetty Wap embodies everything that people have in mind when the word gangster is spoken, from his rap lyrics to his lifestyle and even the ocular prosthesis he has fitted. They all seem to create a persona that easily gives him off as a gangster. The rapper failed to clear doubts as to where he belongs when he shared a video back in September 2019 of himself throwing up several gang signs while eating at a restaurant. In the clip, the rapper appeared to be having a video call with an unidentified person. At some point during the call, which lasted several minutes, Fetty Wap decides to flash gang hand signs that are very similar to those used by Bloods members. As he finishes up the hand signs, Fetty Wap clears all doubts about the set he belongs to when he mutters the letters mob and depicts the letters with his hands. According to reports, Fetty Wap was later asked by the restaurant's management to leave because of the gang signs he was seen making. For those who may not be familiar with gang culture, the Mob Peru, also known as Mob Peru or Mob Peru Bloods, is a set of the Peru Gang Alliance and a criminal organization, which is itself a part of the larger Bloods gang. Record executive Suge Knight, who co-founded Death Row Records, is an affiliate of Mob Peru. Mob Peru members have a historically fierce rivalry with Crips, one which often turns deadly. This may explain why the restaurant would not want anybody throwing gang signs on their premises, because things could quickly turn ugly. More importantly, the gang is known to engage in several criminal activities, including robbery, arms trafficking, and drug trafficking. So it wasn't the least bit surprising to see Fetty Wap getting arrested in October 2021 on charges that he allegedly participated in a drug trafficking conspiracy involving fentanyl, heroin, and other drugs. In September 2023, the rapper was sentenced to 6 years in prison for his role in the large-scale drug smuggling scheme. During his sentencing, Fetty apologized to his family and community, saying he was truly sorry for the pain he had caused. The last rapper on our list was arrested on the same day that his biggest track was released. He later tried to start a gang while in prison. Take a Crip. Rapper Tay-K is best known for his 2017 track The Race, whose lyrics details criminal activities carried out by Tay-K and became popular following a nationwide manhunt for the then teenage rapper's arrest in New Jersey. Away from his criminal record, Tay-K was also popular for throwing up gang signs in such a way that many people, especially young fans, began associating with gang culture. In a nutshell, Tay-K funkified gang culture and made it appealing to young people from diverse backgrounds, not just the black community. In one of his earlier social media posts before he was arrested, Tay-K shared a video of himself in a car throwing up gang signs while loud music played in the background. Although he moved his hands quickly, the signs clearly showed his allegiance to the Crips. Sources confirmed that Tay-K was introduced into the Crip Street gang from a very young age due to his upbringing, which had him surrounded by family members who were Crips. Tay-K once detailed how he was heavily influenced by his mother, who was a baby insane Crip. The rapper has also previously alluded to having a very difficult childhood that saw him having to fend for himself at a very young age. This inevitably led him to a life of crime that resulted in the burglary incident of July 2016 that claimed the life of Ethan Walker in Mansfield, Texas. The rapper was later arrested on June 30th, 2017, the same day The Race was released, after evading authorities for over 3 months. Following a 2.5-hour interrogation, Tay-K confessed to his role in the botched robbery, telling detectives that he searched for drugs in the house. During his trial, the prosecution claimed that Tay-K assaulted and sent a fellow inmate to the hospital. Court documents also revealed that the rapper allegedly tried to start a new gang in prison, which was to be called Rugrats. Additionally, Tay-K allegedly drafted a list of rules for the new gang, which included not snitching if caught in illegal activity, never stealing from a fellow Rugrat or disobeying higher rank, and no hurting or slaughter of children unless necessary. On July 23, 2019, nearly 2 years after his arrest, Tay-K was sentenced to 55 years in prison, and he would be eligible for parole after serving 28 years. There you have it, rappers who proudly showed their gang signs and what they meant. For more interesting content like this, be sure to click on the card showing on the screen.